What's happening, guys, and welcome to the Galactic Explorers Podcast. I knew I had a bit of a mind freeze then. And this is episode 43 or 42 part 2 or 42 and a half. But yes, this is Jeff's opinion video, pretty much. This is his, obviously, we wanted to try and cut down the length of the last podcast. So it was just myself and Kings in the last episode. This episode, Jeff's going to be giving his opinion. He's had a bit more of time to absorb it all, and obviously you've had a patch as well to go through. But yes, this is episode 43. As always, or not as always, most times than ever, we have Jeff with us, sir. How are you doing?
Not bad. How are you?
I am very well, thank you very much. So yeah, it's been almost a week to the day. Is it Sunday today? It is Sunday today. No, it's Monday today. Jesus.
Yeah, it's Monday.
God. It's been almost a week to the day then, since the next update was launched, and I think it's been a resounding success. Obviously there's bugs, but I mean for the whole reputation front of Hello Games, it's been a resounding success. I think Greg Miller of Kind of Funny said this is probably the biggest biggest comeback redemption story in gaming ever. So
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Hey! Before we start, I just want to say congratulations to you, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, Jess is referring to the announcement of my fourth child. It's going to be a little girl. That's our third girl now. Me and my son we're going to be outnumbered 2-1. Now in the household. So yes, thank you very much.
I read that announcement on my birthday. Actually, you announced it on my birthday.
Look at that! See, we found out what we were having on the day that Next was being released. So we went for the scan on that Tuesday. So we found out what we were having, and then obviously you found out what we were having on your birthday. Look at that! And happy birthday, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man.
Belated birthday, of course. So yeah, it's been very positive. I don't think I've seen any negative reviews in the past week.
Not completely negative.
Yeah, there's like little nitpicks, isn't there? But there's compared to obviously when the game first released.
Oh, well, yeah, it's definitely completely different.
Yeah, I mean, even on Steam, I think the average reviews has gone from, was it very negative to mixed?
Mm-hmm.
So, and let's be honest, Steam, the people who review games on Steam are very fickle.
Yeah.
It's toxic as fuck. Steam, personally, I think the
internet is toxic as fuck.
Yeah,
man. It's not just Steam.
I think to be honest, I think gamers are probably the most toxic people in the world in general.
I think you're probably right about that.
Because obviously they can hide behind a facade on the internet and stuff, and then you can leave reviews not even under your own name and stuff. So it's,
I don't know. Twitter in general is toxic as hell, man. I mean, it doesn't make a difference what the topic is. I mean, there's a lot of negativity.
Yeah.
Anytime you can hide behind a keyboard and not have any consequences, like any situation could be toxic. So.
Definitely. So yeah, it's great to see, and obviously Sean Murray's obviously been coming out and doing all these interviews, and obviously finally talking about obviously what happened at the original launch of No Man's Sky. So it's good to see obviously they're in a comfortable space now, so they feel like they can talk about this kind of stuff. So
I just like it how he's back on Twitter again. Like the guy's like tweeting so much now. Like I miss that.
Yeah,
I miss him just communicating with people. Like that's one thing about this. The best thing about this update so far is the fact that he is back in with the public and the people that play his game, and he's communicating and interacting with people. Like that's the best part. I mean, like update's good and everything, but just having him back, like it's been too long. You know, like it just sucks that he had to go into hiding pretty much, over this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of strange. Obviously, like a lot of when obviously companies get a lot of negative press, they tend to try and do damage control, don't they?
Yeah, he did the opposite. He
Yeah,
just
obviously, Hello
went
Games.
silent.
Yeah, so, but I mean, a lot of the times when the companies do damage control, they tend to not get a redemption story like Hello Games have done.
Well, we're so used to so many AAA games that like if the game sucks, they just abandon it. I mean, look what happened to Mass Effect.
Yeah,
The new Mass Effect that came out a couple years ago, whatever. Like
they haven't even brought out any DLC for it, have they?
No, I mean, dude, it was like not even a couple months after it launched, they came out with announcements that they weren't going to update any more PvE stuff. It was just going to be like patches for like PvP to fix that, and then they were done. I mean, the whole studio got fired.
Damn. But yeah, so it's nice to see that especially with like Xbox took a chance on them as well to bring it over to the system, and you know, I mean, obviously they would have seen what they were working on at some point, and obviously would have had the faith to bring it over. Especially, I mean, if they didn't think that it was going to be a great update or anything, they would have obviously said you can come over, but we're not charging $60 for it or whatever. Because
they charged $50 for it.
Yeah,
less.
But so it's good to see obviously that it's brought the faith back to many gamers. And maybe,
I mean, for the most part, it's been relatively good amongst people. I mean, you'll see the occasional people, watching people stream and like, oh, I thought this game was dead or blah blah blah, this and that. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are sticking up for it and supporting it, and it's good to see that in comment sections and people's videos and stuff like that. And I'm just happy. I'm just happy. Like, hopefully this will give them like the want to make more. Like, I don't want to see this game like just okay, next is done and we don't know. Like there's still more to be done with this game. Like, I just don't want them to stop making updates for it. So the more people like it, the more people say good things about it, the more apt they're going to do more stuff for it. So
for sure. And it's a good business model as well. Obviously, I mean, it would have been perfect if they didn't have the negativity on the original release. But them bringing out all these huge updates for free, it's good publicity really. So
honestly, I tell you what, they compare Hello Games to like AAA studios because of how much money they charge. I wish AAA studios would take a page out of Hello Games' book. There's so many games out there that they either get released with half-assed content that you can tell that like content's cut out for paid DLC, like Destiny for one thing.
Yeah,
Destiny 1 was like one of my favorite games. I played that so much, and I was so blind. And then when Destiny 2 came out, that game is trash. Like, I mean, there's hardcore fans of it and everything, and when they come out with like new DLC and stuff that you pay for, it's like a 3 hours story, maybe, if that, and then you can get everything within the first day and then you're done.
Yeah. Whereas the Atlas Rises update was it 20 hours of story content?
I think it was 30.
Was it 30 hours of story content? And it was free. And you obviously had all the other stuff what was thrown in with it as well, like obviously all the texture updates and stuff. So I mean,
their model, I mean, they can do that just because of how small a team is. Like, I understand, like, bigger studios need to make money. I mean, but if it's a AAA game, they're getting money from just the original release anyways. Like, don't tell me that they're not making any money. Like, they got to pay. Like, I hate that. I hate that. I mean, I don't know. I just wish some bigger studios would take what Hello Games did and kind of apply it to them. I mean, that's just the way it should be done. If you release a half-assed game for whatever reason, whether you were rushed or you're ran out of money or whatever, like, then you should be making free content to make the game what it was promised to do. I mean, and if you want to decide after that, once the game is completely in a playable state, that it's a good, what you said it was supposed to be, then if you want to charge, I don't know, $5-10 for a DLC after that, like, I'd even be okay with that. Like, but I mean, when you're like, I keep on going back to Destiny 2. Like, when you're charging $20 or $30 for a DLC and you're getting literally under 6 hours of content and you're completely done, that's a ripoff.
Yeah.
And people should be really pissed about.
I mean, it's half the price of a game, really, isn't it? And then you're getting maybe a quarter of what a game should be.
And then, like, I see people on the internet too. They're like, "Oh, I paid $60 for this trash." And like, well, yeah, guess what? I paid. You can make the argument. I paid almost $200 for Destiny 1, and guess what? At the end of it, it was still trash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was better than what it released as. But if you add in the $60 game and all the DLCs that Destiny 1 had, it was almost over $200.
I'm so glad I waited till it had the thingy edition out.
I was buying the DLCs like day one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, I was a fan of the game, so I was buying it. But then like at the end of the day, when the game was, they made no more DLC for it or whatever, and they were moving on to Destiny 2, it was almost $200.
Yeah.
So, and guess what? The game still wasn't really that good. It was just something new. That's why I liked it so much. It was just something different than anything else out there. Like I got caught up in it. I'm not doing that shit now for Destiny 2. Like I bought the original game and I was stupid, and I bought the first DLC pack, like when you pre-order it or whatever. And I will never buy a DLC or a game from Bungie that has Destiny written on it. I'm done. Like I'm not giving them money. Like that's the only way that I can fight back is to not give them money. And I hope other people do the same.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's the only way to obviously get these companies to listen to the consumers is by making them do it with your wallet.
Yeah.
It's the only way they're going to listen. It's how EA listened with Battlefront. Is it Battlefront 2?
Oh, the Star Wars one?
Yeah. I always get Battlefront and what's the other Battlefield mixed up.
They pissed off a very different type of fan base. Not only were they gaming fans, but they were fans of Star Wars.
Yeah. But it's kind of like the same principle. Obviously, people refuse to pay for the extra stuff, like the loot crates and everything, with their own money. And obviously, once you start affecting the profits of the game from development, they soon changed their minds, didn't they?
I mean, dude, to be fair, there's loot crates in Destiny 2, and they're completely RNG based. I mean, so it's just weird to see one fan base getting like all up in arms about it, and then one other fan base just dealing with it because they don't either care enough or they're just not as hardcore as the other fan base. Like I see both those games and they're doing exactly the same thing. I mean, there were so many bad articles written about Battlefront 2 and how there was loot crates and people were trying to take them to court because it was like online gambling or something like that. Like, where are those same people when they talk about Destiny 2? It's the same exact shit.
Obviously, I'm not sure about Destiny 2 because I played it, but I was not impressed by it, so I kind of stopped pretty soon. But I know obviously with Destiny 1, a lot of the loot crates were appearance based, weren't they? Like obviously it was just all aesthetic stuff.
I don't even know if they didn't have the Eververse. I don't think in Destiny 1. Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Towards the end, they had. Yeah, either right. It was all appearance. But still, it was. But I think when you bought stuff there, I think besides the emotes, some stuff that you could actually just buy and physically have. Like I remember there was like one outfit towards the end.
I think that's what's the thing with Battlefront. It was the fact that they were withholding stuff. They were withholding gameplay stuff, so obviously characters.
Oh.
So like you either had to play something like 500 hours or something just to get Darth Vader. To be able to play as Darth Vader, or you could pay to get him, to unlock him. And 500 hours is a lot of time to put into a game.
Right.
And especially the thing is with AAA. The thing is with AAA games, they tend to have a very short lifespan compared to like smaller indie games, which tend to have a slow burner. Like obviously, like No Man's Sky has been obviously out for 2 years and they're still supporting it because they've still got a player base. Whereas, like you say, things like Battlefront, it will still have a player base, but there's always that massive spike that you have at the beginning, and then it drops off after about 3-4 weeks.
That happens with like every game.
Yeah. So it's just spent all the whole upgrade. But that will get me onto a topic that I want to talk about in another episode about No Man's Sky anyway.
Okay, yeah. Let's get down.
So let's get back to you. Obviously, your opinions on the whole new update, because I know we've talked briefly over Twitter, saying that you have got some. You're a bit miffed about some things.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling that I'm gonna get a lot of hate for some of my opinions.
Okay.
And, let's put it this way. I have a lot of good things to say, but I have a lot of bad things to say about this update. I'll just start right at the good. The game looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
The graphical overhaul of the game, just in general, just everything, textures, everything looks awesome. Bravo to them. It looks a lot. I mean, I play on my 4K TV with the PS4 Pro, and it just looks great. Like, I'm really surprised on how well it looks. The only thing I'm having a really good time with is the freighter and the frigates. Like, how you can have a bunch of those. That whole thing in general, and how you can send them out on missions, like, it's really involved. Like,
right. I haven't got to that because I restarted my game. So.
Oh, really? Okay. I don't know. I probably have about like 20 of them, 20 or 25 of those things now. And sending those off is cool. And I think I found out that you can send them out on a mission, and I think it's not like the timer doesn't count because like there's like hours. Certain missions like take hours.
Right.
I think those missions happen in the background even if you log off.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
So it doesn't have to be actual game time. It's just like if you log off before the end of the night, you can send a bunch of shit out on missions.
It's like the ones in Assassin's Creed Black Flag when you used to get ships, and you could either keep them or get rid of them for scrap and stuff. And you used to be able
that
to
right there
out,
is cool. Like, I'm so happy.
Yeah,
like that was really cool. I was really scared because some of those missions are like over 3 hours.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, man, I gotta play this for 3 hours just to get this done.
Yeah, God.
It was. I mean, I could play for hours anyways, but it's just the fact that, man, do I really want to have the? I don't know. It's just a cool thing that they did. I'm really happy that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I mean, I don't even have to even say it, but I mean, I'm obviously super psyched that there's Planets of Rings.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit upset because they're in every system.
Yeah.
Which kind of loses.
At least one, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, so that kind of lowers the value of them.
Yeah, I mean, it might be just this current update, and obviously in a future update they might make them a bit more scarce and maybe add them to only like maybe like the different coloured stars. So instead of just like the yellow stars what you start off with, maybe they'll get added to maybe just the red and higher, or maybe like the blue stars or whatever. I
mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll take bring planets anywheres, but I mean, it would be a lot better to me. It would be a lot better if I just randomly warp into a system and found one instead of them being in every single one.
Yeah.
The photo mode is cool. I like that. For some reason, it feels a lot better. I don't know why. Maybe because of the third person.
Yeah.
It just feels a lot better.
I think I have one after like messing around with the photo mode. Is it's really awkward trying to take a picture in photo mode after. So if you want obviously to use one of the emotes, it's really awkward to take a picture and go to the emote menu, choose the emote, and then quickly skip through to the camera before.
I can imagine if you're.
Yeah, go on.
I would say, imagine if you play on PC, it's probably a lot better because you just hit a button and print screen or whatever the hell it is, So on PlayStation, you're right, it's really awkward. Like it's almost impossible to get that to go.
You should be able to access the emote menu from inside the photo mode as well. That will make it a bit more simple, and it'll automatically just stick to get into that position and stay there.
Or even if like Does the directional bar do anything on the controller? Like, does that
The D-pad.
like they should? Yeah, the D-pad. Yeah.
I know. So when you're not messing around with the lens, it's the D-pad up and down is to obviously go up and
right.
down.
You're
I
right.
don't. Oh yeah, and in the lens mode, you're just obviously changing the lens options with the left and right.
You're right. I wish they could do it something where they can kind of add a hot bar of some or replace some of the buttons in photo mode so you can like put, I don't know, maybe 2 emotes that you want to use or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To add those in there somehow, or just make it easier just for photo mode so you can do those nice shots that you're talking about. You know, like that could be improved, but I mean, it's whatever. I guess that's nitpicking, I guess. Let's see. The ship, not your ship, but the AI ship, feel a lot better.
Yeah, they've got a bit more about them, haven't they, when you're fighting them and stuff?
Yeah, they're definitely a little bit more trickier, which was much needed. I still find myself sitting in one spot and just turning my ship around though, because they'll eventually just come back to you, and they got to do something there where you actually have to pursue. Like there has to be a pursuit option.
Yeah, I mean, you always like in the trailers, you always used to see them when you had to follow them onto the planet, and they were flying around. And I never experienced that yet.
The Sentinels are a lot harder.
Yeah, a lot harder.
They're really tough. Trying to escape them is really tough.
Yeah.
And just running away from them is hard. The Sentinels have armor plating on them now, so you have to break through the armor and then destroy them.
See, what I experienced was I accidentally took a humming egg in front of one.
Oh.
And it sent one after me. I killed it, but then it gave me three wanted level. So what I did was I got not the mining laser, the other one, the terrain editor one, dug a hole, covered the hole back up with me inside it, and they still go after you. They don't. The timer doesn't come up when you're escaping them. So I dug straight down into the earth and went and started going to the left and right and stuff, but it still doesn't go down. So it's really hard to get away from them.
Wow.
Yeah.
I found that if you go, at least for your 2 stars, if you have a base, like if you go inside the base, the timer will start.
Well, another thing was when I was obviously doing the treasure hunting in the ruins, and I picked up a was it a
Gravitino ball?
Yeah, Gravitino ball. If you fly up to the top, because there's always one of those tall buildings, tall ruins, isn't there? If you fly to the top, there's a hole at the top you can get inside. If you go inside, they can't get you, because I've noticed you can't get inside those windows in those buildings, and neither can the Sentinels. So yeah, that's another one way you can get rid of them. So, me burying myself inside the ground, I can't escape them, but me getting inside a building where it's got windows where they can see me does escape from them.
Man, that sounded like such a good idea too. Like digging a hole down and covering it back up. Like it just sounds like so creative. Like I can't believe they still found you.
Yeah. So.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you know what else is something too that I just realized last night? I was on a planet where there weren't any flying Sentinels. It was just the walker dogs that were on the planet.
But were they not aggressive or anything?
No. They were just they would be walking around as if the regular Sentinels were just flying around.
Maybe that was a bug or something.
Maybe. I mean, if it's not a bug, it's like really cool addition, because like it's a lot harder too, because as soon as those dogs are on you, like those dogs hit way harder than the flying Sentinels. And I mean, I walked up to one, and like the little exclamation point came up above its head. And
so if you get too close to them.
Yeah, I mean, but they were totally like not aggressive. Like they'll eventually walk away. So I mean, it was like I said, I couldn't find a flying one anywhere on the planet, but I've seen the dogs were walking around everywhere. So I don't know if it's a glitch or if it's meant to be that way. I hope it's meant to be that way, because it's a really cool thing to.
Yeah, but it would kind of make more sense if it was on a planet that was where the Sentinels were aggressive, wouldn't it? Because a higher base level.
Right. No, but
Sentinels.
this one was just normal. I mean, it was no nothing more. It wasn't aggressive or anything like that. It was just they were just walkers instead.
Just weird, kind of strange, but yeah.
Let's see.
What about the crafting system?
I was just gonna say. I was just gonna come out of my mouth. The crafting system is a cool addition.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit too much, like how you can upgrade something 3 times.
Yeah.
But it's something different, and I'm glad they're trying something different because it adds more to the crafting.
I think it adds a bit more longevity to it as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. It's cool. I like that. It's something different. It's something new that they've never had before, and I like them trying new things. I just wish... I either wish it was just a little bit faster, or it just didn't go to so many different levels. Maybe if it was just one level to 1 to 2, you know what I'm saying, instead of 1 to 2 to 3. Like,
it's very reminiscent to me of like the online survival games like Ark, where you got like a timer to craft things and stuff.
I wish there was technology that you could get to put in your suit that would make that faster. I guess. Just to speed that time up.
Or maybe there's a blueprint for like a plus version of the refiner or something.
That would be cool. Like a ultra refiner or something like that. Like that would be that's a really good idea. Let's see. Let's see. The planets look good.
Oh well, what are your opinions on the fact that they've redone the whole periodic table? So we haven't got thamium anymore. Or
I'm okay with it. I mean, it took a little bit for someone, because I play the game a lot before this, so it took a little bit to adjustment. But I'll go back and say it. Like anything, if they try something different, that means they're trying something different instead of just sticking. Like some people didn't like that how everything changed, but for me, it's just something. It adds something different. It's a different approach. Like I'm okay with it. Like I'd be pissed if they change it again for this next patch. Yeah, you know. But you could tell that this was a major update for them. Yeah. So I mean, if they change the periodic table once every 2 years, I'm okay with that. Right. If they change it once every 6 months, then I'll be pissed. I'll be pissed about that. Yeah. You know, I'll have to go back through and relearn everything or what everything is or whatever. But I mean, when they do that, they add more. There's more elements there.
Oh yeah, sure.
So
I just found it personally really annoying, especially for because I know they obviously updated some of them. Was it Atlas Rises or was it one of the previous updates? Like they added more stuff.
I think they've added stuff for every single update.
Yeah. I'm a fan of them adding things to it. That's cool, like the whole the oxygen and stuff. I just don't understand why they change things like the major ones are like iron, plutonium, and thamium, but they've still kept like the and zinc as well. They've still kept the original, obviously the plants or the crystals and stuff. It kind of seems a bit odd to do that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that, I guess, a little bit.
So, when I was first looking for thamium, I saw the red plants. I was like, oh, there's thamium. Go over to it's oxygen. I'm like, oh, okay. What?
I mean, it kind of makes more sense, I guess, in a way, because, I mean, it's for your life support system.
Yeah.
And
that's fine.
If you're picking up oxygen for your life support system, I get that correlation that they want to do there. No one can correlate. Oh, this thamium is going to make my life support system go up. Oxygen would though. Yeah. So I get that. That makes sense. It's the whole zinc thing that makes no sense.
The plutonium as well, the red crystals. Now it's carbon.
Yeah, or concentrated carbon or something like that. They probably should have kept that, but I mean, whatever. I mean, like I said, it's cool because they're trying something different.
Yeah, sure.
Let's see what happens with that. I'm okay with it just as long as they don't change it every single patch. Yeah. If it takes another 2 years before they change it again, I'll be fine with that, I guess. I mean,
what I would like is if they added them, combine them all together in the next update. So they bring back plutonium and thamium. or
Yeah.
something, and then they
Right.
combine the two, like the 2 or 3 new periodic tables together to
Hmm.
make one kind of like big um, element table. So that could be kind of cool.
All right. Okay. So, that's. I mean, I'm sure I'm probably leaving something else. Oh, the space stations are way better.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing.
Still no walking aliens though.
Dude, okay, now see, we're gonna start dipping into things that I'm upset about, and I'm pretty much done with my good, I guess, for now.
Well, obviously,
yes.
do you like the whole the new additions? So obviously, like we just briefly talked about it, the treasure hunting and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
The ruins have an actual purpose now. We've had these ruins for 2 years, and they're pretty much.
Did you notice that the gold balls are gone? Like the big ones that you can hit?
Yeah.
Get rid of those stupid things. Like, so many conspiracy theories about those stupid balls, like, over the years. Like, they need to be gone. Thank God they're not there anymore.
Although they would have been good if we found out that we could have used them for, like, football or something in the multiplayer.
Right. You know what? You're 100% right about that.
So
that would have been fun.
Yeah, exactly. We could have made, like, little football pitches and stuff. But yeah, they've actually got a purpose now. These ruins, like, instead of just going to get the knowledge stones and stuff. So it's. I mean, they could have only just added them in like this update, and you know what I mean. That would have been fine. Like, we've had them for 2 years, and they've just been there for nothing apart from speculation. But I really do like the whole thing. Well, what do you like the are they called the burrowing monstrosities? The aliens?
Yeah, I mean, people make such a big deal about those. They're really not even that hard at all. I mean, I just use my mining laser on them. I mean, you can stand on top of your ship.
Yeah.
And shoot down from the ship and kill them all.
You don't even need to be on top of a building. You can actually go inside the abandoned buildings and they don't enter it.
Yeah, I mean, like, I understand, like, people are like trying to be dramatic about it or whatever. I mean, but they're not really. I mean, as long as your multi-tool is somewhat upgraded with a mining laser, like, they're really not that hard to kill at all.
No,
I mean, there's a lot of them. They come at you.
Yeah,
like, and
I think.
But
go on.
No, I think people are being a little bit over dramatic. About those.
I like them. I mean, they remind me of Pitch Black, the aliens out of Pitch Black. And
no, I like them too because you know what? Now there's consequences there with those. Yeah. Finally, some consequence in this game. Like, it took them 2 years, but I mean, I wish the larva balls were worth a little bit more money though. I don't think.
I mean, but then again, like I said, they're not that hard to kill, are they, the aliens? So
no, I wish they didn't disappear either. Like, they give you like 10 seconds to pick them up, and then they're gone. Like, they should stay there. It would be nice to be able to
like shoot all the eggs, kill all the aliens, and then just pick up the eggs afterwards or something.
That's why I think they should make them worth a lot more. Because you only have such a short amount of time to pick them up. They should be worth more than what they're worth. But, especially when you're picking up all these crazy artifacts from those artifact tombs or whatever, like those chests. Like, that, to me, the price scale doesn't seem right. Like, those things are hard as hell to really get your hands on when you're fighting those things, but the artifact crates are, you can spend all day doing that and not anything happen to you and make way more money. Yeah. So that right there kind of has to get balanced out a little bit. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want them taking away my 19 million or artifact things. Like, I want that.
But you know, raiding a whole abandoned building of those eggs, I think there's probably about 20 between 20 and 30 eggs. You should get more than 3 million.
Yeah, but that's a lot of work for very little.
I mean, I got 25 because at first I was like thinking, oh, how do I do this? And then I realized it disappeared. I was like, oh crap, that's why. And not only that, you've got to directly look at the egg to pick it up, haven't you? You can't just stand over it.
Dude, it is so hard in third person to do that. It's almost like you have to go back in first person.
Yeah, and I think I spent probably about an hour just raiding one abandoned building of these eggs. Maybe an hour and a half doing it. Because I kept running out of like ammo and stuff and my laser, and I was like, I better save my laser for shooting the eggs and then just run inside the building until the aliens bury themselves back in the ground again. But yeah, no, I really like the addition of them. It adds, it kind of fills the void of the whole space whale thing for me. Like there's a consistent, and it's like got like a story behind it, haven't they? Because they're all the same species on each planet.
Mm-hmm.
So I really do actually quite like them. Yeah.
I don't want to talk about this right now. I want to send you some pictures. I got these 2 screenshots I want to send you.
Okay.
I'm of the opinion that space whales have been in the game since the game launched.
Okay, here we go. There we go. Yeah, send them to me after the episode.
Yeah, I'll send them. I didn't think anything of it when I first seen one of the screenshots on Twitter, like 2 days after the game launched. I was like holding on to it. And I'm like, wow, it looks just like it. And then I didn't see anything from anybody for the longest time. And then probably about a month or 2 before next hit, someone posted a picture on Reddit, and there was another one, and it was exactly that. I'll just send you.
Okay.
I'll just send you pictures and I'll see what you think. I've shown the pictures to a couple different people, and I think people are so wanting to see space whales in a certain way that
some kind of representation.
I don't think they want to see them the way that they're represented in the game.
Right. Okay.
I think they're just dismissing it as like, oh, it's just something else. And
right.
Now that there's 2 pictures now between a certain amount of time, like. I don't know. I'll send you pictures.
Okay.
I don't want to get too far into it. So.
All right. So obviously, if you've done with your positives, then what are your negatives?
Okay, here comes the laundry list. Your technology is really messed up. I thought the reason why they reset everybody's technology modules was in order because you get those.
You can
the upgrade modules or whatever, right? I was thinking that this would be a way for them to give you more space.
Yeah, you just attach them to already pre-made technology.
Exactly. I thought this was a way for them to be like, okay, here, let's clean up your inventory space so you have more cargo for your suit and stuff and whatever, and not have to worry about getting a 24-slot multi-tool. Like, you can get everything you want in a 16 or something like that. Like, I thought that was what was going on, and it's not. And I like the idea of having random rolls.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of how much they cost.
Right.
I think that, because I've seen things where, like, just to give you an example, like 13% on your 13% upgrade for a mining laser, and it's an S one. Like, I've seen ones that were 15% on a C class one.
Yeah.
Like, I know that the S class gives you more perks just besides the power of it. I get that. But if you're just looking for one particular thing,
like a pure mining.
Just want it purely for mining purposes. I don't know. I just
see how I see it is the so obviously we've still got the blueprints, haven't we? And then we've got these.
There are some, but there's a lot less.
So we've got the blueprints and we've got these. Obviously, these upgrade modules. What it looks like to me, the blueprints obviously rarer, but they are better than the upgrade modules.
They're like the base ones, I guess. Like there are. Yeah, but I haven't seen any like hard module S upgrades. They've always been like the standard upgrade modules. I've never seen any S rank hard upgrade spots or technology or whatever.
When I started a new game, obviously you just get the standard mining laser, and then I got the blueprint for the was it the advanced mining laser. But at the same time, I was looking at the store, the upgrade store, and they had an upgrade for the mining laser, but it was just a like you said, something like a 10% increase.
Mm-hmm.
And I compared them. So I attached the upgrade first, tested that one out, and then I attached the advanced mining laser, and the blueprint one, the advanced mining laser blueprint was like 100 times better than the upgrade kit. So it does sound like to me like your upgrade kit is when you're in like that mid section. So if you say you've got a class B multi-tool and you're struggling to find your class A one and stuff, or you're struggling to find any new blueprints, you can use the upgrade modules to just satisfy your need for increased speed and stuff like that.
Like a lot of things in my multi-tool now are all S-Class. Like I'm spending a lot of time trying to find S-Class ones. Just a little tip too. I used to use the bolt caster in my multi-tool. I stopped that and I use the blaze javelin now.
Oh, okay.
That thing hits so hard.
Oh, okay.
Like you have to charge it up, so it takes a little bit of charge time. It's almost like a sniper rifle, almost in a way.
I recently found, like, I don't know if it's a tip, but so when you're in third person, your backpack.
Yeah.
Do you know what those lights are for?
Yeah, it's your HUD display where you're.
Yeah, I only just realised this morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the thing is though, I put it on the Facebook group, on the Explore No Man's Sky Facebook group, and I got a few people who said, I didn't even realise that's what they thought. I thought it was just a design.
They weren't really clear about that, but
No.
I mean, it was said somewheres that's what that was.
Right. I only realised, like, I got a warning up saying, like, my life support was low. Mm-hmm. And then I saw it on the backpack, and I was like, oh, okay, so what's the blue one? And then I realised I was on a planet that didn't have any environmental, like a constant environmental threat.
Right.
And then I just presumed that must mean, the blue one must be the environmental shield one. But yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Put it on Facebook, and like hardly anyone else realised that's what it was for. So
I know that I'm complaining about these upgrade modules and everything, but I think the best to take something good out of this, I'm so interested in seeing other people's setups, because not everybody's setup is going to be exactly the same because the numbers are procedural.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
So that to me right there is really cool. I just seeing how people set things up and what they choose and what they don't choose, and then the extra stats on top of it, like it's really, really cool.
See, I thought that, I think they missed a trick here. So remember, I can't remember, I think it was it Atlas Risers when they added the extra slots in like the space inside your suit and the like the technology slots, and then they've missed a trick here. They could have refined it like that. So what you just said, the whole you only need 16 slots for your specific thing. They should have moved all. You should have maybe reduced the amount of cargo space you got to begin with in like ships, but then they've moved all your technology. So literally, you can only install your technology in the technology section on your ship and stuff, and cargo only goes into cargo, and etc. etc.
That would make a lot more sense.
Because I have no idea why they added these, like the technology backpack part of your thing, and you only got 4 slots to begin with. And I'm like, well, to begin with, how did you start with to begin with? Is it 12 slots?
When you start a new game now, you start off with way more slots than you did before that.
So I'm like, why would you invest in adding to the technology one when you've already installed the technology in this big one, in the starter one? Do you know what I mean? Because you can't. I think most of your starting technology you cannot. You can't. What do you call it? Can you reduce it? Not reduce it. What's the word? Unbuild it. I'm just saying unbuild it for stupid reasons. And you don't get another blueprint for them, do you? So you can't do your life support. You can't dismantle your life support and put it in the technology thing.
I was just going to get to that.
It makes no sense. Why did they add these technology slots and cargo slots and things if they're not going to be utilised? So they are definitely missed a trick in the next update by not streamlining the whole process with the different slots and stuff. So
yeah, I definitely hate the fact that if you buy one of those upgrade modules and you place it in your inventory, like say if you just misplaced it, like you can't delete that and get it back.
No, yeah.
And some of those things are like over 400 nanites.
Yeah.
I mean, so like if you make one mistake and you put it in the wrong spot or you put it next to the wrong thing, like now you're out. And those stats are random. It's like it's not guaranteed that you're going to find that same exact roll again. So they should have made it so that you could unequip it and put stuff.
Especially now that you don't get hardly as many nanites as you used to do before. You definitely don't get as many in each one that you find.
I started off with I had no nanites, and I went through my because I'm still using like one of my earlier saves.
Yeah.
I went through my planet list from when I've been, and there was a lot of ones I never claimed or I never named or anything like that. And like all of those gave me nanites. So I went from like maybe having 200 nanites to like almost 4,000.
Yeah.
Just going through that list and just claiming all those.
See, I always just do it straight away anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
I never did that, so I got like a little bit of a boost there right at the beginning.
If you find it, you only find it maybe like if you go to like the the little outbuildings, the little ramp we go inside, you only get like maybe 5 or 6 inside them.
Right.
Yeah, you definitely are not getting as many as you used to do before.
And even when you attack freighters now, you don't get nanites from the freighters. Because remember the freighters used to have cargo holds full of nanites? Like, they don't even have that anymore.
Right. So what else have you got on your negative list?
Okay, this will probably be an unpopular one. The planets, even though they look so much better, the color palette of the planets is very plain. Right. I saw someone talking about this on the Reddit, and I didn't believe it. And they said, go back and look at, if you have screenshots from when No Man's Sky first came out, the first couple updates, like you'll see that the colors were so much more vivid. And with that first base game and like maybe 1 or 2 patches after that, and they were right. Like I went back and looked at my.
Do you reckon it's the actual color selections, or do you reckon they've just removed them altogether?
I just think that they went. It's the colors are like a lot more like toned down. Like they're not like crazy, vivid, popping colors anymore. Like it's just like okay. So when I go on like nice planets, like really perfect tropical plants or whatever, the grass is either orange, blue, or green. Right. Like I mean, but I've seen screenshots where I had like purple grass
or bright red,
pink, bright red, pink. Yeah. Like it's just like the color palette was so much more vivid in the earlier game than it is right now. Yeah. I wish they would bring some of those colors back and add a lot more variety. Because the game looks so phenomenal now that it's just missing the color. Like it's just missing the colors that I'm used to playing. Like you might not think about it at first, but if you have screenshots if you play day one.
No, I agree.
I mean, if you go back through, like, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I didn't believe it at first either. When I read it, I was like, man, someone's being really nitpicky about this color thing. And then I went back through, and I have a shit ton I have like over 1,000 screenshots. Yeah. And I went through and I was looking and I was like, God damn, like, these people are right. Like, the planets look so much more vivid and colorful early on.
But then, what would you rather have the planets looking like that again? Or would you rather have the graphical update that they've done?
Why can't we have both?
I know, but maybe it was something to do with making it more realistic or something. Because obviously it definitely looks more realistic. Obviously to a certain degree, it still looks like No Man's Sky.
But yeah, but this is it's not supposed to. This isn't real life. This is a science fiction game.
Yeah, I know. Like but there's still only a team of 15 people.
Well, I mean, they already have the colors made already. They already had it in game at one point. So but, I mean, it's not like they have to come up with these.
Maybe they're a lot less rare than before. I don't know.
Maybe.
So I haven't come across a tropical planet yet.
Right.
So I don't know yet.
I mainly look for those, like the other. I mean, I mainly look for like the tropical ones, just because I want to see how much different the trees look. Yeah. The size comparisons and stuff. I mean, graphically, and the way the trees, like the height of them, and how dense the forests are and stuff, is so much better. Like, I'm not complaining about that. It's just the color. Like, the colors just don't look. It doesn't have that poppiness to it that it did back before. So, like, people might think it's a minor thing, but like I said, go back and look at screenshots of when you first were playing the game early on, and the color palette's completely different. It's like a lot more muted, a lot more toned down. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. But it's just not just me, because I've seen other people talking about it. Yeah. So, but that's not like my major. That's not one of my major things. Okay, we're almost at an hour here, so let me just get this out. There's a lot of other little small things that I could sit here and complain about. But the biggest thing for me is the multiplayer. This is not multiplayer. This is 4-player co-op. We don't have a full multiplayer. Sean Murray even said on the Inside Xbox thing, this was a full multiplayer. It says on the patch notes that it's right at the very top. It says this is a full multiplayer experience. This is not a full multiplayer experience. This is what we had before in Atlas Rises with 4-player co-op, and that's it. Random people are still orbs. I don't want to hear people say like, "Oh, I've seen this random person." There's join a random party now where you can join someone's party randomly. Like
surely that's not co-op though. You're just jumping into someone if you're not playing with them.
No, I mean, even if you're playing solo, someone can join you can randomly join someone's game. There's an option now when you first start the game up. So like when someone says like, "Oh, I seen this random player and he wasn't even in my party." You're right, he wasn't in your party initially, but he joined your game randomly. That's why you see him.
Yeah.
People have already tested. I myself have tested. Other people have tested.
Yeah, but surely that is multiplayer, though, isn't it?
There's
multiple players in the game. You don't have. It's not like
up to 4.
Yeah.
Up to 4. You can't see more than 4.
Yeah, but it's multiple, isn't it? Multiple is more than one.
It's co-op.
It's not co-op. Co-op is when you're cooperating to achieve a certain goal.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So if you were to play. If you were to play a game, okay, let's play Battlefield, okay?
Yeah.
That touts itself as a multiplayer game, and you can have 4 people in your team, and you can see your other 4 people.
Yeah.
So
to me, that's co-op.
But it's multiplayer because you're fighting against other real characters.
If you're fighting against other people, that's multiplayer.
So would you feel the same way if you were playing Battlefield and you could see the 4 people in your party, but then the people you were shooting at were floating orbs?
Yeah, but that's not the same thing, because obviously... Yeah, we are limited to obviously how many players we've got at the moment. But
it's not full. It's not full multiplayer, though.
Yeah, but it's the description of the word, isn't it? Obviously, co-op is cooperative play, so you're cooperating together to achieve a certain thing. Multiplayer is just the general definition of a game where you have multiple players in the game.
I don't know. I get it.
Technically, they have achieved a full multiplayer experience because you can play. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying obviously yes, the whole orb thing is still an issue. But I'm saying technically, if you put it technically, if you say it technically, it is they have achieved a full multiplayer experience because you can jump into a random person's game, you can just fly off into another part of the universe and still be in their game.
True, but if you fly off into the universe and you randomly come across a player that isn't joining your game randomly or is in your party, they still show up as an orb before next.
Yeah.
And before next, don't forget, before next, we weren't paying for that experience.
No. But you are still getting a multiplayer experience, though.
Okay, I mean, I'm not
I'm not saying that you're wrong. I still agree that the whole orb thing is not a positive thing. Like people, when you still say multiplayer experience, you still automatically think that you're going to be able to see everyone in the game. That's
what a full multiplayer experience means to me.
Yeah, but technically, you cannot call them out on it because they have added in a multiplayer experience to the game, and it is full.
I'm not like saying that it's not multiplayer. Like it's multiplayer co-op, 4-team co-op, but as far as random encounters are still just as they were.
Yeah, but you obviously you can enter someone's random game and you can still attack them.
Yes, as long as they don't kick you out of your party.
Yeah, but you can still do it, which is obviously what multiplayer also allows you to, like full multiplayer allows you to do, doesn't it?
It's full multiplayer up to 4 players. Let's put it that way, which isn't full. That's a party exclusive 4-player thing.
But obviously, like you said, go on.
No, the only reason why I'm bringing this up is because, this kind of killed a lot of people's plans.
Right.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
Okay. There were people that were looking for a huge PvP experience.
Yeah.
And there were people that were on the opposite side of that were looking for a full like multi-person or 16-party group thing. I'll give you an example. The Galactic Hub, they had their whole they spent all that time setting up the Galactic Hub Defence Force, which is cool. I'm not knocking it. It's really
But
creative.
it's kind of made it pointless and obsolete.
It made it the whole thing where they had people signing up and sending applications, all that time, all that energy that they spent to do that is pointless because you can still only see 4 people.
Yeah.
And people like and the people on the other side that wanted to set up
pirates and stuff.
Pirates and stuff like that. It's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it. Only if you have more than 4 people in your party, that's it. You can't see anybody else.
Yeah.
So it just like I don't know if they were doing that to cater to the people that didn't want that type of experience because there was such an outcry leading up to next, or if they just couldn't do it in time. I don't know.
Or maybe it's maybe they're trying to appease everyone in the best possible way they can. So obviously everyone wants a multiplayer to some degree. You can still go into obviously it takes people who want to play co-op, so go around with their friends and discovering things and building bases together. Mm-hmm. It appeases to some degree people want to do like obviously attacking people. Obviously there is the option to stop people from doing that, but obviously that is their right as well to be able to play the game without being attacked. That is their right to do it.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
I've been actually involved in a couple skirmishes where people just randomly join my game and then try to pull some shit on me. I've yet to be killed, but I've had people try to pull some shit on me. So you know what? Like I like that because it's something different.
Yeah.
You know, like it's because let me tell you what, I've done that to people already. I've killed other players, and I've joined people's games wanting to kill other players, kill them.
Mm-hmm.
But then I find out that, man, these people are just starting off. Like, they still have their starter ship. So, like, I actually change my plans of killing them, and I actually go out and I help them.
Yeah.
Like, I actually keep a refinery on my inventory, because if you place on a refinery, the player that's in your party can actually access the refinery and take out whatever you put in there.
Yeah.
So, like, I actually help people by giving them stuff. Like,
see, I think what it is with the multiplayer, I think it's like with most of the updates in No Man's Sky, it's a lot of placeholder stuff. It's sort of in development things. So even though we've only got 4 people now, it will increase. That's for sure. It will definitely increase.
No,
as time goes on.
I seriously hope so, because it's really disappointing for all parties involved.
Yeah.
Whether you're bad or good, people had I think people wouldn't have gone through a lot of the trouble that they went through if they knew next. If yes, you're going to be able to have co-op, but you're only going to be able to see 4 players and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people wouldn't have spent, like the Galactic Hub never would have spent that time putting that defense force together if they knew that you're only going to be able to see physically 4 people in your party. No random encounters with players outside your party. You know what I'm saying? I just think that there would have been. And this goes back to Hello Games not being clear.
Yeah.
Which has been their problem since the jump.
But I also think what another problem is it is the size of the team. They do have only 15 people working on this. Not only, and if you think about it, if you compare, obviously they brought out a full game. It is a full game, really, isn't it? It's out. It's officially released.
No,
it's being sold by Xbox and PlayStation, etc., Steam. But then you look at a game like Star Citizen. Where they've raised over, I think it's $3 million from crowdfunding.
More than that.
Yeah. Not only that, they have 500 people working on that game, and it's not finished yet.
No, I get it, and don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to mock.
No. I'm just trying to obviously. We're obviously trying to get a. Everyone needs to understand. Obviously, it's.
I guess to me, like, if logistically, I don't understand why it's such a big deal. If they were able to do it so that 4 people can be in the same instance at the same time and see the same thing time-wise, night and day, so they've been able to figure out how to link at least 4 people together. How come they can't do it for everybody? It's like they obviously have servers working to do that. So why is it such a stretch to be like, well, it shouldn't be just all random players, I guess.
I mean, maybe it's maintaining the servers as well, isn't it? I mean, obviously they've got limited space to what they're working in, wherever it is they're working from the building. Well,
I mean, we don't know how much space they have. I mean, they just bought a brand new studio.
Yeah,
I mean, you can have an off-site building where it's just a server room. So I mean, like, and servers. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, servers aren't that huge.
No.
I mean, they're not not the size of a warehouse.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it might also be sorry. It might also be to do with the fact that they weren't sure how many. Like, can you imagine? Obviously, with like a AAA studio, they will automatically put in the biggest amount of players they can into a multiplayer game, won't they? Because they expect that they're going to get millions and millions of people trying to play the game, especially on launch. So obviously they need as many servers, etc., as possible. Obviously, I mean, Hello Games are always going to be wary about when an update drops because they're not sure how it's going to go to begin with, and they're only going to realise a week or two after the release what the reception is, and obviously what the concurrent players are going to be as well at the same time.
Right.
Maybe it's to do with that as well. The fact that they're releasing on a new console. Obviously, they get a spike in players for that anyway. But returning players, obviously, they've got no idea what the numbers will be for returning players. Maybe it's something to do with that as well. Maybe it's them thinking, let's not over invest in servers and the time in the multiplayer to begin with. Let's see what our player base will be, and then we'll go from there.
You just said it. You just said exactly what I was fearful of before this update came out. They spent time on the Xbox release. I'm so glad Xbox players. I'm welcoming you to the community.
I actually hear it runs better on the Xbox as well.
What is it?
I actually hear the game runs better on the Xbox as well.
I have it on my Xbox. I have an Xbox One X. I don't have it. I don't have the X. I have just the Xbox One. And it runs fine. It doesn't look anywhere near as good as my PlayStation.
Oh, my dad's got it on the One X, and he said it runs really, really nice on the Xbox One X.
I'm sure, and I'm cool. I'm so happy Xbox players can enjoy it. Blah blah blah. But you know what? If any of that time they spent porting it over for Xbox, that time could have been spent on really giving us a legit full multiplayer experience.
But obviously they're a business as well, though, aren't they? They've got to think about bringing money into the game, aren't they? Obviously, if they decided to just bring multiplayer and not bring it out on Xbox, they're not going to make any money.
They're not going to make anywhere near as much money on Xbox that they're going to make on the China release or Tencent game or whatever. Sure. They're going to make hand over fist with that.
But you say way that, though, more than GOG, GOG.
Yeah.
They don't even have a multiplayer yet, and they won't for the next few months.
That's got to be
and GOG are offering a refund policy to players who've bought it on there. I don't know if it's a No Man's Sky thing or if it's a GOG thing with their servers or anything. Right. But yeah, they currently don't have multiplayer, and they won't do until I think it's towards the end of the year. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing though, isn't it? It's obviously you can't appease everyone. I mean, you've got to think about obviously the bigger audience. Obviously, Xbox is the bigger audience than players on GOG because most players buy through Steam. In the West, obviously, I don't know about in China because obviously China's a very not closed nation, but
dude, that Tencent game that's way bigger than Steam is in the United States. I mean, dude, don't forget half the world's population is in China. There's 3 billion people in China.
So
you're only that. I've read about that Tencent or whatever the hell it is, or whatever that 505 or whatever the heck it is in China. Like that's bigger than Steam is.
Yeah,
people in the West don't want to admit that, but it's way bigger. It's because of the sheer amount of people in China alone.
Yeah,
that's just the way it is. I mean, so I'm sure they're making money. I'm happy. I'm like I said, I don't want to take anything away. I'm happy Xbox is playing. I'm happy everybody else can play. I just wish they would nail this shit down first before you expand. That's all.
Yeah.
Don't give me a half-assed version. You know, I even would have been happy if there was 16 players, if you could see.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that right there, you know what? I still would have been salty about it. I mean, you should have like a little salt shaker when I go through this part over my face. But I would have been salty about 16 players, but you know what? That would have been better than what we have now.
Yeah.
because I could probably grab more than 4 players to play with me at one time, and I'm sure there's a lot of other YouTubers out there that probably have more than 4 people. I mean, just think of Cobra and how many people would want to join his game.
Yeah.
I'm sure he can fill a party of 16 people pretty quick if he wanted to.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, there are people out there like YouTubers and Twitch streamers and all this other shit that could probably fill even a 16-player lobby, let alone 4.
Yeah.
I mean, like I have 4 friends right now. I can go and play No Man's Sky, and that's it. I mean, like I probably could have a couple more. You know, so it's like then now you're having to pick and choose who you play with.
Yeah.
And like that right there, I don't know. I just wish you could see random players, because even if I had a 4-player party, we could still give out portal addresses to my friends, and then they could travel to my instance, and they could be a part of the group and not be a part of the party, but we could still see them. I mean, it's just really depressing. I just feel bad for everybody that had plans. I feel bad. This is going to sound weird coming from me. I feel really bad for the Galactic Hub.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, as much as I dislike a lot what they stand for, I appreciate hard work.
Yeah.
And they put a lot of hard work and planning into the Galactic Hub Defence Force, and I feel really bad for them because it's meaningless. There's other hubs out there too that do types of shit like that too. I keep on.
All multiplayer plans are pretty much been.
Yeah. I mean,
large scale multiplayer plans anyway have been. At least put on hold.
I know for my particular situation, on the opposite side of that, I had a lot of people trying to continue on with that whole theme of being whatever, and I had to tell them, like, listen, this is pointless. We're wasting your time. Like, it's just still all you're doing now is just flexing over a keyboard. Like, you're not doing it. Our plans are ruined.
Yeah,
everybody's plans are ruined. It's not just mine. It's not just his. Everybody's plans got ruined. And I mean, I feel bad for everybody that really put a lot of time and effort into trying to get something set up before this patch, and it kind of got let down a little bit. So it's not. I don't want to say it's just about me or anybody. I mean, it's everybody that had plans. I mean, I don't know. I just hope they expand upon it. I mean, if they can make it so you can see random players, like, this would be incredible. Like an actual, real, wide open multiplayer, maybe.
I mean, there is still bugs with the multiplayer anyway, so maybe that was to do with it as well. I mean, when I played multiplayer the other day, my dad played with my dad, and then Kings joined us at one point. We couldn't see. I could only see Kings. No, I could only see my dad. My dad could only see me, and then Kings could only see me. We couldn't see each other at one point, and then they all joined back in at once, and then for some strange reason, my dad had King's username. When you hovered over him with the cursor, it said Kingers99 on it, but it was actually my dad. And then King's joined back in, and then it said Kingers for him as well. And then you went into the network options, and it said Kingers for both of them. So there is still bugs and stuff. So
no, there is, and that's very true. And I hopefully they'll get everything ironed out.
Yeah, maybe the one to try and like iron out like the basics of it all first, like make sure it is going to be a pretty much stable multiplayer, and then they'll up the number. Maybe they'll up it by 4 again, or maybe they'll up it straight to 16. And then maybe in the next update, whatever they decide to do, maybe it will add a full open universe.
I will say though, it is a lot of fun joining people's random games.
I haven't done it yet.
I've done it quite a bit, and it's a lot of fun.
Right.
Do you that Blaze Javelin that I have at my multi-tool? When I first started upgrading it, I could only do about, I think, 173 damage per full charge.
Right.
I can do 2100 damage full charge now.
Wow.
And like that does so much damage to a player model, and even if your suit is upgraded, like, it does so much damage, man.
Yeah.
And like when people come and join my game randomly, or I join other people's games randomly, people aren't set up yet. and like
Yeah, they're still exploring and looking around and stuff.
Yeah, and it's just a lot of fun. I even had one where I joined somebody's party, and they already had 3 people in there, and I was able to like negotiate them and like take every single one of them out, and it's so much fun. I feel bad for the new players that are getting preyed upon. I did it once to a new player, and I felt really bad.
Yeah.
Afterward, because it's like he's defenseless. Like the guy's defenseless. He doesn't have anything to fight back. So like now I'm making an effort that if I join someone's random game, if it's a new player, I spend 20 minutes, a half hour, and I'll walk with them and I'll help them get materials and I'll help them build their bases.
Yeah.
Do whatever. Like I feel really. I did it one time and like that was it for me. Like I was like, man, this doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
So like now if I join a randoms game, I help the new players out as much as I can.
Yeah.
And I focus all my PvP or all my attacks on like the people that you could tell like you have S-class ships and
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell a player that's a day one player or a well-seasoned player opposed to someone that's starting a brand new game. So, but it is a lot of fun. It just makes me think like, God damn it! I wish this was more people because this would be so cool. Like having huge like space wars and like all other like you know what I'm saying? Like setting up like just encounters with people.
I can just imagine the aggro it would bring though. That's my only issue. Like, I mean, it's to be fair, compared to some other communities, the No Man's Sky one is fairly small, and obviously, if you add like full wide scale things like that, I know obviously most people just won't take it seriously; it'll just be part of the game,
right?
But you will get obviously not naming names or anything. You will get widespread aggro, and it'll just probably end up ruining just people's playing of the game.
Because, but you know what?
Go on.
I was saying you can turn yourself off from that.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Like it's not you're not forced into that type of gameplay. You can have the option to turn that off.
But then again, are you being forced to turn it off because you don't want to be involved in the combat, but you did want to be able to experience, just meeting a random person and playing, cooperatively together?
No, well, you know what, dude? I understand what you're saying, but I just take it from a point of view as that, like, I play Ark, okay? That's a PvP game. And people that don't want PvP, they can choose to play a PvE mode. Yeah. And have the same encounters with people or
but you can't attack each other.
But you can't attack each other. So you're asking people to make that choice in a different game, but that choice isn't good enough for this game.
Yeah, but like you don't have that choice really in this game, though, do you? I mean, you either
so you could turn the network off.
Yeah, but if you turn the network off, you can't play with people at all.
No, okay, I'll give you that. But,
so that's what I mean. You, if you did open, like you said, if you open it up to the whole universe, so you can have massive wars, and like I said, if you do get some people who start getting aggroed,
you know how you solve that? Turn the option off where random players can join your party.
Yeah,
and then it's problem solved.
Yeah,
because the chances of you coming across a random player when you're playing with your friends is almost slim to none. So if you want to have a non-PvE playstyle, turn off the option of having random encounter, people randomly joining your party. That would solve that problem.
Yeah. So all right then.
Yeah. Okay. I'm done here.
Yeah.
Everybody go and join next.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think any of your things what you said are what's the word I'm trying to say?
Controversial?
Yeah, controversial. There you go.
Well, depending. Hold on. Depending on who you get the information from, because I've listened to some other really popular. I'm just going to say really popular YouTubers that cover this game, and they have nothing but good things to say. And it's like, oh my god, this is great. It's fantastic. There's no problems with it at all, and everything works great. Multiplayer is great. Blah 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 blah. And like, it's not great. Like, just calm down. Like, there are fundamental things that are wrong with this game. Like, I love this game, and I've been playing it since day one, and I still have enough sense in my mind to be critical of certain things.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I still don't think any of the things that you've said are controversial. I think it's all in the eye of the beholder, isn't it? Really, at the end of the day, everyone wants something. Everyone wants something different from the game. especially from because most games you have a general idea and a general aim to what you're going to be doing. Obviously, with No Man's Sky, you pretty much can do anything you want in it to a certain degree, and it kind of it's a kind of game that tries to suit everyone, doesn't it? Kind of thing.
Right.
So it's a game for everyone, and obviously everyone's got an opinion, like arseholes.
Everybody's got one.
Yeah. So it's I don't think you can't have a controversial opinion on this game, but the game can be controversial.
Yeah.
So yes, let's leave it there anyway. Thank you so much for joining me, Jeff, today. It's been great to hear your opinions on the game.
It's an absolute pleasure as always, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for listening in. Obviously, we are still going to be doing episodes of the podcast. Don't forget that we aren't just a No Man's Sky podcast. We are a science fiction gaming in general podcast as well. We'll probably revert back to doing obviously extra other stuff after No Man's Sky things.
Get ready for that Fallout 76, Lon.
No. I'm so excited for thingy though. Cyberpunk and the one from Bethesda, Starfield, yeah. So, but yes, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. Make sure you leave a like. Give us some of your opinions down below in the comments. It's always great to hear from you guys. And from us to you, we shall see you next time.